coming to you live from Southwest Florida. We are on the west coast of Florida to be more exact. So thank you on YouTube. We are actually dual streaming on Facebook and on YouTube right now, as we like to do sometimes. YouTube, thank you for allowing us on your platform. We do appreciate you. Shout out to the 130 subscribers on this channel. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. So we are trying to get up to 1,000 so we can monetize on this platform. Yes. I know that there is a lot of creators over here, especially a lot of people that are doing podcasts, a lot of people that do morning shows. We do the same. So we are doing, this is just a feel-good kind of morning show. Come in, hang out, relax, catch up with your people. We are brand new to YouTube, essentially. I've been on YouTube for a long time. Of course, I've consumed a lot of content on YouTube. When you need to change, like, your oil in your car, maybe not your oil, maybe the engine filter, something easier. You go on YouTube, you find a tutorial. You need to learn how to tie like a different knot or whatever. I would go to YouTube as my go-to place. Creating content over here is new for me. So I have been a content creator for approximately 6 years, maybe closer to 6.5. In the last 10 months, I have been doing a lot of videos. So instead of doing a lot of live streaming, I've been doing more editing and stuff like that. I don't do big, heavy edits. I can't do a whole lot of crazy transitions and stuff like that. Just a little bit here and a little bit there. My videos mostly consist of me doing, like, they call this the talking head, like just me like talking about stuff. So like a subject that may be from whatever current events. We do a lot of celebrity headlines. We've been doing that for a long time. So in the last 10 months, we have stepped away from doing some of the content that I was doing before. I told you we're doing less divisive content and more inclusive content. So more content that is inclusive, more bringing community together instead of political, highly charged, religion, all the things that tear us apart. There's enough of that going on everywhere, especially on the internet. So this is one of the last places you want to be, right? Especially when you're first waking up in the morning. Right now it's 9 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. We're coming to you live from Florida. That means it's only 6 a.m. on the West Coast. So if you're in California, Oregon, it's early AF. Some people are just waking up to go to work. Honestly, the 6 a.m. slot, the 6 a.m. to, oh wait, something's going on here with my volume. Hold on. The 6 a.m. slot is a very strange slot because it's very busy. People are getting up, they're getting ready for work, they're getting, whomever ready for, oh wait, something's going on with my volume, but the volume is always so strange over on this platform. I'm not going to worry about it too much, but there's this little thing that keeps going up and down over here. Hold on. Oh, I see what it is. Okay. I had it pushing on the volume button. I'm like, what is going on over here? Who knows? Whoever knows what's going on that platform. We're going to be live tonight too. So we're live in the evening times for sales stream with the business. So we'll be live on TikTok and on Instagram and on Facebook for our sales streams tonight with Pink Pink Market, which is the name of our brand new business. We have rebranded and we are back, baby. We are back and ready to go. What the hell do we sell? We sell all kinds of things from crystals and metaphysical items. So lots of things. Oh, something happened with this stream. I don't know what happened. It like stopped right in the middle of it. What the hell? YouTube, why are you doing this to me in the morning? Is there something going on with the internet? We did have a really crazy storm last night. So I was telling the storm story. I was at the gym last night and then I got done teaching my 2 classes, just doing a quick rinse off, getting ready to leave. And I was hearing these boom, these loud thunderstorms. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's got to be pouring outside. And all of a sudden, boom, the lights went out. Luckily at the gym, there's a backup generator that came on immediately. So there's this like one light illuminated. I said, oh, please do not make me get all my belongings in the rain and run out into the parking lot. Please don't let the fire alarm go off, whatever. So it did not. And then the regular lights came back on. But as I was walking out, I mean, it was pouring to the point that even me, who is from Florida, who is used to getting wet, doesn't mind at all, dance in the rain, whatever. I don't mind getting wet going to my car or whatever the case may be. So I was like, F this. It is too muchery right now. The rain was coming at an angle. So everything would have got soaking wet. In fact, my gym bag is still here and I'm going to have to clean the whole thing out because it's just like wet. It needs to be either washed or dry or all of the above. But anyways, I sat there at the gym for probably like 15 minutes waiting for the rain to subside. You cannot wait for too long in Florida, because if you are trying to wait out the rain until it stops, sometimes it could be 15 minutes, sometimes it could be 3 hours, right? So you just don't know. Anyways, I sat there for 15 minutes and I said, I am starving. I've got to get my behind home. So that's what I did. I ended up staying for 15 minutes, left, and didn't get too bad. It was raining way less when I left than when I sat down, which it wasn't going sideways anymore. It was just straight down. I just put my hoodie up and went on my way. Anyway, last night when I got home, then the internet was down. So there were no live streams, of course. We didn't have any scheduled last night, thankfully. But this is how summertime looks. The internet has been out twice in the last 2 days. We don't go live typically on Mondays and Tuesdays in the evenings. During the day, it's been lovely. You know, the sun is out, everything's wonderful. And then in the evening slash afternoon time, it pours, sometimes really, really bad. And the internet is very touch and go here with our internet provider. The nice thing is they always send you a text message and be like, it looks like we're experiencing an outage in your area, which is nice to know. Like, we think that it might be on around 5:45, and you're like, okay, that's 5 hours away. But if you have a live feed scheduled or something like that where you have to be online, it sucks. And we pay extra for the high speed. We pay extra for the like different things that boost in different rooms. So I used to walk around and do stuff. So we've got the boosters, we've got the extra this, we pay like well over, it's like 130 something dollars for internet, which is, I remember the days when internet was like $39.99 or like $50. Those days are long gone. Oh my gosh, this morning on our very first live stream this morning, I told you it's one of my worst fears. Look, I moved them back a little bit. I went to go pick up Brody and show him to the camera, and I picked him up and I hit the lava lamps. Boom! This one goes flying off. I still don't know where the top is. Look, I still don't know where the top is of this one. And this one is acting a little bit strange. So what this one did is it mixed all up. Look, I'm going to show you. The one is acting weird, the green one. And then this other one is like, what the hell's going on? It's like, it looks like that movie, The Blob. Do you remember The Blob from back in the 80s? If you don't remember The Blob, it was this thing that lived in the water and then people would go swimming. And it's very 80s, like very 80s horror movie. But The Blob was like one of the originals that I watched when I was younger. I used to be obsessed with watching crazy horror movies. I don't know why my parents let me watch those when I was a kid. Because of course, I'm like, why am I having nightmares about stuff in the water? I still, now to this day, I do not go in the water. I swim. I'm a good swimmer. I swim in the pool. I just don't go in the water. Something is going on with the live stream over here on YouTube. I'm going to persist until it's not going to work for us anymore. So we're just going to keep on pushing forward. This is a 45-minute live stream. We've been live for 10 minutes, so it's a 35-minute live stream. I actually, this light is going to go out here in just a minute. Hopefully I have another one. Oh my gosh, I didn't even tell you. I got some new lights, which I'm very excited about. So these are the ones, my favorite ones that I use. I usually keep at least 2 lights nearby. I must own 5 of these at least. They're around here, they're in everywhere. But these particular lights, they're pink, like our new business, Pink Market. What is Dieter barking at? But I haven't assembled them yet, so there's no time like the present. The nice thing about these lights is they come with a little bit of a charge. Not a full charge, but a little one. And what I love about, I'm not selling these, I'm just showing them. You can put it this way or this way. I prefer to do it this way. It tends to balance out a little better on the tripod. So why is this telling me, welcome to live? I'm just doing something. The live chat feature over on YouTube, things are being a little bit strange over here today. Live chat is on. The live chat summary is on. Anyone can participate. Nothing is blocked and no moderation. Good. So everything's good there. What is this? Oh my gosh, you can stream while playing games. What is this? Oh, we're definitely going to have to try this out. Whenever they give you bells and whistles on a live stream, use them. Use the bells, whistles, all the special features that they give you. It helps with everything. Yes. I'm just testing some of the buttons over here. Nothing crazy. This is going to make a reel here that is hopefully going to push out a 49-second short. So shorts are the same thing as reels. It's the same thing as like you see on Instagram, Facebook, and on TikTok, just the little videos, of course. Anyway, we've got the other light waiting in the wings just in case we got to put it on. What is going on today with you? I've got a ton of stuff going on today. So the point of my story was last night during that storm, we had a light outside. So outside, when you step outside of my front door, there is a very, it's like a big area like this. And up top, there's a spot for a light. It's probably 10 feet in the air. I mean, if you get a 6-foot ladder and you stand on top of the ladder, and I'm 5'8", so I'm not like super tall or anything. If you stand on top of the ladder, I can barely reach it. So however many feet that is, a lot. I'm going to say 12, 13, 14 feet high. It's way up there. And enough to make me have to hire somebody instead of doing it myself because it's too high. It just makes me nervous. You're up there. Even if someone's holding the ladder, I'm like, I cannot. I tried to do it one time anyway. So what we did is we got a light installed there, and the light is supposed to be like, it's supposed to last for years, the LED light, all this stuff. So last in April, the light crapped out on us. So we had to get a new one. So we did. And last night it freaking fell out of the sky. It fell from its fixture. Boom. It's like plastic. So it's not even glass. So nothing broke or anything, but I don't know what it was, but something broke that thing loose. Maybe it was the storm. Maybe it was a ghost. Who knows? But that thing came and fell onto the floor. Thank goodness nobody was out there. Thank goodness none of the pets were out there. Sometimes Big Mama likes to sit out there and watch the birds or whatever. But that's a long way. If something were to fall from 10 feet above, I don't care how big it is or how small it is. It's going to hurt, right? What is this one talking about? We're listening to some music brought to us by the Sound Collection, and this is some kind of atmospheric music. I don't know what kind of atmosphere it is, but it's some kind of atmosphere. I'm curious to see if this YouTube live stream, since it has been auto like 2 times, it is cut. I don't know what's going on with YouTube this morning, but I don't know if it's going to stay up or not. We'll see. We'll see if the live is going to stay up, and we'll see if it stays up in its entirety or if it's going to chop it up a little bit. Either way, like, it doesn't matter if you have no people watching your stream, 100 people or 500 people watching your stream. The people will go back and re-watch your content. They want to see what you're all about. What are you doing? People are nosy. They want to know what you're up to during the day. They want to know, what kind of show is this? Is this something that I want to join? Is this a community I want to be a part of? We are just building our community over here on YouTube. So it is a brand new experience. When I first started my business, the last one over on Facebook, I streamed for 4 months. 4 months, late night live streaming, talking to myself, no viewers, no big deal. So I'm actually, I got used to streaming, without having a lot of interaction in the live feed, which is good because you can take that content and then you can post it somewhere else because there's not a lot of like, hey, Clara, hey, Michael, hey, whoever. If you post that on another platform, they're going to be like, who in the world is he talking to? If you're doing it as more of like a show, like a morning show, you can post it on this platform, this platform, this platform, and it can translate into all of those, right? So the fun thing about the live feed platform is the interactive part. So slowly but surely, people will trickle over from other places, and we will build a community over here from scratch. Of course, that is something that I'm very good at. I try to create a space that is safe for everybody, a place where people that can come and relax and talk about your day, talk about, whatever it is that you want to talk about, really. We just try to keep things not divisive. So we don't really talk about politics, religion, that kind of stuff. But also, I'm not like blinders on. I did political commentary for almost a year. So I'm very up to date on current events. I'm very up to date on the climate of everything. But what I'm trying to do on my streams is to try to lower the temperature just a little bit so that it is making it a little easier for us to be more of a cohesive community instead of so divisive, if that makes sense to everybody. Anyway, so yesterday we went live as we do on YouTube, and so we had some people in, some people out, and then you see when I logged in today, there was like over 100 views. So I don't know if they push out the stream after the fact or if people are watching after the live stream is over. But if you are making content, especially in the live feed format, people are watching your content. We are monetized over on Facebook, Instagram, etc. The live stream videos, even though we're filming behind the scenes over here, people don't like that. People don't like being behind the scenes because you're not giving them direct attention, right? So people like to be called by name. They like and that's just human nature. That's just the way it is. So when we stream behind the scenes on Facebook, we don't get the same amount of views or people in the room as we typically would if we were doing a back and forth, a live still, hey, how are you? How's the dog? Da, 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 da. But this content stays up over on Facebook and people rewatch it. Some people rewatch the entire stream. I don't know if people are aware, but we have access to analytics. You can see people who are watching, how long they're watching for, when people start to fall off, which is great. So you can see like, okay, we were holding strong for 10 minutes and then all of a sudden like it took a nosedive. Probably when the YouTube feed, the stream cut out on us. Whenever that happens, I think that maybe I said something against the community guidelines or something like that, but we're not really talking about anything crazy today. We're just talking about like BS, about what's going on with the day, which is not much today. Not much and everything at all. So my friend Hope, her husband passed away. May he rest in peace. But he has one of those big sign things. You know what I'm talking about? That show like special of the day, blah, 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 blah. And you can put things in there. And so I really want to figure out how to work that thing today. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was. It's probably about that long. And then it'll say like, people use it at restaurants for like daily specials or whatever, but I really want to incorporate that somewhere in the background on these streams so that we can do a couple announcements. You know what I mean? $5 shipping. We don't do RAKs. Whatever the case may be, we can put it on that thing and it'll just like come across slowly so people can read and you don't have to repeat yourself a million times. I do repeat myself a million times because people that might be just popping on the live stream for the very first time. My name is Jay. We are coming to you. It doesn't have to be a big, huge like introduction every time. My name is Jay. We're coming to you live from Southwest Florida. We host a morning show here in the morning, 5 days a week, every day except Monday and Saturday. Period, right? That's it, the end. I do, although creating new community here, there, and everywhere, I do have an audience in other places. So I teach some things about content creation, not so much in like where the buttons are, although I can teach that kind of stuff too. Things about terms of service, things about that is separate. I have a course that's going to be available coming up soon. It's a 13-part course. Those are sections in the course, but mainly going live is about hitting the button, hitting the record button if you're recording content and editing, or hitting the live stream button and being able to hold a stream for however long the light just went out. However long it may be, of course, while I'm talking about lighting, right? This one's going on the charger, but boom, we got another one waiting in the wings. Ta-da! Oh my gosh, that lighting is awful. This one, you can do the mix, which I like. And then this thing moves forward. Ta-da! So this one is done for the day. And what I'm going to do here is plug this baby right on up. So I do a little bit of teaching about that kind of stuff and a lot of information I offer up for free. I offer up a lot of free information about content creation. I used to offer up all the content creation for free. But now I've made a course so that if people really want to dive deep, it's a lot of talking head stuff. So a lot of me like talking about my experience in the live streaming platform. Either you're running your business online or and my background is in business. I'm a finance major. So we did take marketing classes and stuff like that, but I don't really focus too much on the social media marketing aspect, but more of like building the confidence to be able to say, hey, like I have a point of view, I have a vision, I have something that I want to say, and I want to do it online. How to do that and approach this space or whatever platform you're on, really it translates into any of them, and have the confidence, how to deal with people that are coming in and out of the stream. Don't your ego, you have to check your ego at the door. You really do. You really, really do. Because, there are some days when you're going to have a room full of 50 people. There are some days when you're going to have 0 people, especially when you're starting from the very bottom and building your community up. So there's a point of time where you have to be comfortable in your own skin. So if that means getting a piece of paper and writing some topics down that you want to talk about, people just want to get to know you. They want to get to know like what you're about, what you're doing, what is this live stream about. There's many, many, many different people who have podcasts and have, there's co-hosts, producers, scripts, like, comedy, all of this fun, exciting stuff. I am more of an like off the cuff kind of live streamer. So there are live streamers that also just hang out. They just come and hang out, and they want people to just like come into their room and whatever. You got to give them something. You got to give them something to work with here. You know what I'm saying? Like sitting in a room with silence is not really my favorite activity to do. Some people like that type of content because they want company. They want someone to hang out with. And so they'll welcome people into the room. That's just not my type of thing. Like I talk about certain things. What that is going to be for the day, we never know. We never know what the content is going to be for the day, or I never know, because we do stream in 3 different places. So like I've been streaming since 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. on TikTok, 8 a.m. on Instagram, and then 9 a.m. over here on YouTube. Those are the 3 morning streams that I do. And then I stream at night, 8:30 p.m. on Instagram and Facebook, and then 10 p.m. on TikTok. It sounds like a long day, but there's a big break in the middle of the day. I use that time to pack and ship, and I'm still working on one of our websites for sales and all of that stuff. So I use that time to build relationships with the people that are customers and or clients. I use that time to reach out to people and do that kind of stuff to build my social media presence. Maybe that is doing affiliate like marketing with different products. Like I do that kind of stuff. I do, and then I sell my own products as well. So I do both of those things. So anyway, it sounds like a long day. It is kind of a long day, especially, oh my gosh. This morning, it was probably a little after 3 a.m. I went to bed pretty early last night, probably around 10. And I didn't scroll. Oh gosh, I was tired yesterday. So I think I maybe got to scroll in for like 20 minutes and I fell asleep. And I'm one of those people, if you're like on your phone, doing whatever, and then I get tired and then the phone falls on you. Yeah, I've learned not to do it like this or I'll drop it on my face. So I was doing like this and I kept dropping the phone. I'm like, just put the phone down. Just put the phone down. As much as I want to learn about the aliens or whatever's going on today, put the phone down and go to bed. So I did. Anyway, about 3 o'clock in the morning, my big dog, the Doberman, he's like whining a little bit. Not whining like I have to go outside, but whining, sometimes he's a little bit needy. Like sometimes he just wants to be pet, or sometimes I don't know. He's very, very sensitive, which I'm, as an empath, I feel you, and I will give you that energy. So I reached over and I was like, petting him for a few minutes, and he's still whining, and I'm like, maybe he does have to go out. Maybe he does have to go out, and we're past the accidents in the house phase. Like that era is over. So I said, let me get up and take this dog outside. So I got up at 3, whatever it was in the morning, took the dog outside. He did have to go to the bathroom. So glad that I did that. But also, as soon as I come back, he goes back to bed, takes my spot in the bed. I'm awake now. As soon as I wake up in the morning, my eyes open, I immediately like, what day is today? Because I have so many places that I have to be early in the morning, or we have like a live show scheduled at 7, or I have to be somewhere at 8:30, or whatever the case may be. Mondays and Saturdays we don't stream, don't forget, because I do teach classes that I have to be somewhere at 8:30 physically, like have to go there. But I stream. I'm starting to stream fitness classes online. I stream, all the time. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I always feel like I'm late for a live stream. You never want to be late for your own party that you're hosting, right? So I was like, oh my gosh. So I always wake up in a panic, and then I go, oh my, what day is it? What day is it? Oh my gosh. And I'm like, it's Tuesday. No, yesterday was Tuesday. Today's Wednesday. I'm like, I don't have a lot going on today. Just streaming, relaxing, working on me and my business and all of those things. Meditating. I meditate twice a day. I do a lot of active meditation. I try to stay active as well, although I've been working out the last few days, and I'm like, today's going to be a rest day for me. Today's going to be a rest day. So anyway, as soon as I wake up, boom, my mind clicks on. It's like a light switch. And then everything starts running through my head about the things I have to do. I'm building this other website. I'm creating this course. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Oh my gosh. I get the most work done between the hours of 3 a.m. and 8 a.m. in the morning, which sounds so wild, right? But I also have the luxury of working from home, so I can take a nap in the afternoon if I want to. I'm not punching a clock 9 to 5 where, oh my gosh, by 4 p.m. I would be so freaking tired and so over it, right? So I can lay down, I can rest and I can always tell, like, my sign when I'm extra super tired is my eyes start burning. My eyes start burning and they start watering, and I'm like, oh gosh, it's getting close. Like, I need to be relaxing here within the next like hour. While I was on break from streaming, doing live streams, I was still creating content, but I was not doing so in the live fashion. It was just too time consuming. And the business that I was running before has been dissolved now. We started a new business. So anyway, the old business took up a lot of time from streaming and stuff like that. So I found myself with all of this extra time, but I also needed to make money, of course, to pay my bills. So in the last 10 months, I have been working for a rideshare company, very long hours. I've been house/dog sitting for people, and I've also been teaching my fitness classes. So I've been doing kind of random things, and my schedule is kind of all over the place. But so driving, I drove overnight. So driving overnight is an experience all on its own. My goodness. I have met a lot of people. I think I've taken about 850 rides in the last 10 months. I put 65,000 miles on my brand new car, which is not great. As I said before, I worked from home for 6 years, so I didn't put very many miles on my car. I went to the post office every day. I went here to the grocery store. Everything is within a mile, so I didn't have to drive very far to get. And then I went from that to putting 300 miles a day on my car. So it's just been a wild ride. It's been a wild ride, but I'm getting new tires put on my car tomorrow. Whoo! But I scheduled the appointment around our streams. So we're still going to do the 7, 8, and 9 a.m. stream. And then in the afternoon, 1 o'clock, I'm getting my new tires put on. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. 4 new tires these days is so expensive. That was a rabbit hole that I dove down into the other day that I don't know if I really wanted to, but I know more about tires now than I think I've ever wanted to know. Anyway, I found a set of tires that I think are going to work for me. I'm like, oh, blah, this, all season. Do you want the all season, the summer, the this, the whatever? I found a decent set of tires for not super duper expensive. But when I tried to get, I'll tell you the story. I was taking a ride. So I had somebody in my car, and they were going from the airport all the way down to Naples, which is about 30 miles or so. So we were on the interstate driving, having conversation, nothing too crazy, do it all day long, and I got, my thing flashes on my thing about the tire pressure on my car. And I was like, oh, that tire, sometimes it does that when it's colder outside, your tire pressure will seem like it's lower, but it was this the one tire, the back passenger. Yes, the back passenger tire. And all of a sudden it's going from like 36 down to 30. And I'm like, oh, that's a big jump. Down to 24. 18. Luckily, there was an exit literally like not even half a mile as I'm traveling down the interstate. Now, mind you, I'm going 70 miles an hour, right? So I'm seeing the tire pressure go further and further. I said, oh my, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to alarm you, but I have to pull over here. It seems that there's something going on with this tire. I don't know if possibly I have a flat tire. I did have a flat tire. I don't know if it was a nail. Sorry, not. I do know it was a nail. So we have a lot of construction here in Florida. There's a lot of like nails all over the place in neighborhoods, on main roads. So I pulled over. The tire was flat. I felt so terrible. I paid for her to get another Uber. I gave her money and I said, here, I feel awful. I had to get her luggage out of the back, call another Uber. She ordered another Uber, had them pick her up from there and take her to her final destination. I felt absolutely terrible. But then I was there and, oh, I just saw 222. I was there and had to change the tire. Me changing a tire is no big deal. I lived in the Midwest where the roads are awful. I mean, awful. When you go from winter to summer, summer to winter, whatever, the roads, they heat up, they get cold, they crack, they have, I mean, and we would have these giant potholes in Indianapolis, and it was crazy. In a year, I had over 20 flat tires on my car because I had one of those. I think the actual tire part was about this big. It had the big old like 20-inch forget it. Forget it. And the guy at the tire place finally said to me, because I ended up starting to buy the warranty on the tires, and he was like, you're pretty much driving around on rubber bands, you know, and every time you hit a pothole, boom, it splits the sidewall open. So I can change a tire, and I've done that in freezing cold weather, snow, ice, etc., 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 the middle of summer. You know, so I can change a tire in less than 10 minutes, between 5 and 10 minutes. Depending on the jack. So I used to carry one of those jacks in my trunk, the big like ones that you like you see on like NASCAR races and stuff. So I bought one. It was like $200. I said, you know what? I changed enough tires. I need one of these. But on the new car, when you buy a new car, sometimes they don't even come with the spare tire. So I opened up the trunk and I said, please, please, please let there be a spare tire in this car. And there was. But did I have a jack? No, I did not. They came with just that tiny little jack that looks like a little triangle that they stick to the side of the thing. You have to get it out. It's like one turn, switch, turn, switch. It takes forever to jack the car up. Oh my gosh. And I got the donut on there, no big deal. Everything was fine. And then I drove to the dealership. So the dealership was about 15 miles away, which was not my favorite thing to do on a donut. You're not supposed to drive over like 45 miles an hour. You're not supposed to drive over 50 miles on a donut. There's like all kinds of different rules. That's my other dog is a Doberman. So I drove to the dealership. Guess how much per tire? I'll tell you. $279 per tire. 3, 6, 9, 12. That's without the installation. I'm talking it was going to be like $1,400, $1,500 to replace all 4 tires on that car. I said, oh my gosh, no. Please, if you could help me patch that one tire. They couldn't patch it because it had busted through the sidewall or whatever. So they replaced the one tire. It was $300. Tell me how I got 4 brand new tires, which are on the way, that had to be ordered. They will be here tomorrow for that and installation and the protection in case it gets like a nail or something in it for under $700. That's 4 tires. $300 for one tire. Come on now. It was half the price. Half the price. So anyways, I'm getting those done tomorrow. But I still have that one tire that blew out not even maybe 3 months ago. So I'm going to be like, okay, the 3 tires that are the same can go. Thank you so much. If you can save that one tire, if you can just take that tire off and throw it in the trunk when you change them out, because I'm going to save that tire. It's pretty much brand new. I'm going to save that tire in case there's like a rainy day and I can't afford a new tire. I'm going to take that tire somewhere and have them install it if I ever get a flat or something like that. Ideally, this is what I did with my old car. I bought, now the rim can be expensive, up to like $500, sometimes $1,000. Put an actual tire on your rim that goes on your car. So then instead of putting a donut on, which is the real little one, you just put the regular tire on and boom, then you go replace the other tire at your leisure. Hopefully you don't get two flat tires in the same breath. But anyways, so the one thing I did learn when I put the donut on the car is that they have to be inflated, at least this one did, to 60 psi, pounds, square inch, 60. Most of them are like 30 to 35. A lot of are 32. The car that I'm driving now, they want them inflated to 36 or something like that. Crazy, right? The only thing about getting them done at the dealership that I like, instead of getting them done at where I'm getting them done at, is these tires can be filled with air or they can be filled with nitrogen. I'm like, what is a nitrogen filled tire? I've heard of them before with like racing and stuff. It's supposed to help with like performance, but I'm not doing performance racing. I'm just driving around town, going to the store, etc. But it's lighter, so it helps with maneuvering the car, and it's supposed to help with this, that, and the other. And so it is supposed to have nitrogen-filled tires, but I don't really care. You can fill it with nitrogen or air. Either one works for me as long as the car goes, right? As long as the car goes and I don't have any flat tires, I'm good. So that is happening tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. They can put a set of 4 tires on in like less than an hour, They put it on the thing, they rotate them all, they do all the stuff that they're supposed to do, and then I'm going to be on my way and I'm going to feel so much better, especially now that it's starting to like be rainy and nasty. And last night driving home, I was like, oh, please don't let me slip and slide. My tires have worn a little bit unevenly, and I don't know why. My alignment's not bad on them, but it's going to feel good to do a little bit of maintenance on the car, right? Especially after putting 65,000 miles. Tires last, anywhere from 50 to 60,000. I think most of them will warranty for 50,000, but I mean, tires will last forever. I've had cars where I've had the original tires on them for years and years. And I'm just like, it's fine. It's totally fine. But over time, I've learned, safety first, get the tires fixed before anything happens. Not only you don't want something bad to happen to you, but like other people as well, of course. And it's really important in Florida to be able to stop, fairly quickly. We have a lot of pedestrians, and we have a lot of people on those bikes now, those e-bikes that run around. You know what I'm talking about? They're like the scooters, but like with the motors. So they go fast. Some of them are going fast, and some of them will go and cross in intersections and they don't even look twice. Sometimes they got the green or the walk sign. Sometimes they don't. But these things can zip and they're on the sidewalk like really, really fast. In Florida, there's this big thing where there are people that don't have, they don't have helmets. They don't wear helmets. And I'm like, you're going 30, 40 miles an hour. Put a freaking helmet on. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, that is just, there's a lot of pedestrians, a lot of people driving around. So yeah, it's just better to have brakes and car stuff that works. So this is kind of the end of that era, of the rideshare experience era. Although I will always, as long as they'll have me, I will always do early morning airport run. You can do 2, 3, 4 of those, especially in season, and just make a bunch of money in the morning time. You're home by 5 a.m., And for me, who has like weird sleeping schedules, sometimes, I just got chills on the left side of, that is a confirmation for me. So I'm not sure what that means. There was no question, but maybe it just means that I'm on the right path. For those of you that don't know me and have never met me, my business this is just an it's the galaxy. It just happened to be the tank top that I picked out today. But I'm very much in tune spiritually, not only with myself, but in tune with other people as well. I am not psychic. I don't read tarot cards. I don't do anything like that. But I am very, very intuitive, especially in person, but I can also do the same thing. I know it sounds crazy, but with animals and also with people on the internet. I know it's strange. Like I can feel people's energy from like how they interact in the first 5 seconds. I can know the whole story about how they interact as customers, how they interact with other customers. You know what I mean? How they're going to be. I can read people's energy in that way. Which is it a gift? Is it a curse? I don't know. I'm very selective now this round with my business about the types of live streaming attracts a certain type of customer. They want attention, 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 attention. They want the back and forth. They want the attention. They want to be able to claim things in the room so everybody can see. Now, other people are not like, they shop on the website. They shop, and like they go online, they buy what they need. So this round, we're catering a little bit more to the second group, right? To the people that are shopping on the website, to people that impulse shop as they're scrolling, stuff like that. I will still be running live streams, just not as many or not as long as we typically did before. I told you I've streamed for thousands of hours, thousands. We used to every week I would stream Thursday, Friday, Saturday for 4 hours at a time, and on Sundays we would stream for 8 hours. And then we would have pop-up live streams all the times. The longest live stream I've ever done was almost 17 hours. It was on a Black Friday sale. And the only reason that I did it that long is because there were so many people that were coming in and out of the stream all day long. So it was like the morning time we were busy. The afternoon we were busy. More brand new rounds of people were coming in the evening time. And then I was like, oh my gosh, it was like 10 o'clock at night and there was another round of people coming in and shopping. We were running crazy deals, of course, because it was like Black Friday sales, but still, it was bananas. And finally, I said, listen, y'all, I love you. I love you so much. We've been live for 17 hours. This is the longest live feed that I've ever done. I need to eat something. I need to eat something. I got to shower. Got to go to the bathroom. You know what I mean? I got to take care of some things. So I cannot be live anymore. If there is anything that you need, we will continue. So what we ended up doing is running those Black Friday specials the next day, the next morning till like noon or something like that. So I'm like, you please feel free to watch the replay. If there's anything you want, let me know. But same thing. A lot of people who shop in the live feed format do not like watching the replays. They don't like to shop that way. They like to shop in front of an audience. They like to shop in front of with their friends. It's like a social experience for them. So a lot of people will not watch the replay and they don't want to sift through you doing a bunch of stuff for other people. Different claims going, can I see this? Can you go back to this? Can you read the description on that book? So I usually will say, hey, just catch me next live stream. The old me, when I was first building the business 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago, I would say anything, and I still will bend over backwards for all of our customers, but I just have boundaries now. Because what would happen is after the live stream was over, and some of this I've talked about, most of it I've talked about on my actual live stream where I do sales. After the live stream was over, people would immediately message me. Immediately. Sometimes before the live stream was even over. And they would say, I just messaged you. Can you check your messages and get back to me after the live stream? And I would be, at the end, I was like, no, I cannot. I do not check my messages after the live stream is over. If there's something that you need, let me know on the stream. Or if you need something in private, message me and I'll get back to you within 24 to 48 hours, just like a normal business would do. What I did is I cut off the accessibility to me because people wanted to talk or whatever. And I'm like, we ran live sales from 9:30 p.m. till 1:30, sometimes 2:30, sometimes 3:30 in the morning. So I'm like, at 3:30, I'm ready to rest. I'm ready to not be on, you know what I mean? Not only on as in on the stream, but also on like, I need to decompress a little bit, especially when you're dealing with a lot of people and you're taking on empathically like a lot of people's energy. You have to be able to cleanse. You have to be able to cleanse your space and cleanse your own auric field, or else you're just going to get overloaded, burnt out, bombarded by all of this energy. So I was like, no. So now this round, there's a lot more healthy boundaries. Healthy boundaries for me, mental, physical, all of those things. Sneaking in some sleep there, although I'm still a weird little night owl. I'm like a day owl and a night owl. I don't know. I just don't sleep as regularly as I should. We'll work on that. It's 9:45. It is 45 minutes into our stream. Thank you so much, everybody who joined us. I'm very curious to see if YouTube is going to stream this continuous because we had 2 interruptions, or if they're going to break it up, but we'll see. I appreciate you all being here. Thank you for joining us. I love you so much. Go out there and shine bright. Celebrate your shine. You are the only person that has your beautiful smile, your wit, your charm, your sense of humor, all of the things that make you you. So go out there and be unapologetically 100% authentically you. I love you so much. Bring it in. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Goodbye, Facebook. Goodbye, YouTube. I will see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow is Thursday. 7 a.m. we'll be live on TikTok. 8 a.m. we will be live on Instagram. And 9 a.m. we will be live right here on YouTube. I love you all so much. My handle on TikTok is Justin Blue Fox, at Justin Blue Fox, all one word. On Instagram, it's at Pink Mink Market, and right here on YouTube, you can find us at Justin Blue Fox or search The Morning Shine, which is the name of this show. Go out there and shine bright. I love you all so much. I'll see you soon. Okay, just bye for now.